everyone, Sally here. Welcome to my 5-minute fix for Leadership Unbound. I'll be going live weekly, talking about leadership and all things people, culture, whatever. So today we're going to talk about what is heart-based leadership and why is it important. So we'd love to hear from you as you jump on. But in a nutshell, studies show that people who have higher self-awareness and higher emotional intelligence are better leaders. So this means people who know what they're feeling, why they're feeling it, and how to channel their emotions in an appropriate way, particularly at work, but as well as at home, and as well as pick up on other people's emotions and be able to understand and show empathy with others, are better leaders. So it's really interesting around how our emotions affect what we do in everyday life, but particularly in leadership. So why is heart-based leadership so important? Now, leaders who can engage people's capabilities and their knowledge, they sometimes fail to engage people's hearts and minds in their teams. And now, whether that's a team at work, outside of the workplace, in a sporting group, it's all the same kind of thing. So those type of leaders who can get people to use their capabilities and knowledge but not engage their hearts and minds, they actually fall short of having well-rounded, high-performing teams. So we all know a leader that's good on paper, who's got lots of experience, but who shows poor emotional leadership. So they're the ones whose focus is more on tasks than people. They may appear to be more detached or less compassionate. They may be directive. They may just tell you what to do and how to do it. And they don't want people to sort of think outside the box and to speak up. This type of leader also doesn't really care about the development of their team or engaging their team in the journey or the process. They actually tend to be a lot more insecure and preoccupied with how they may appear to others, rather than the reality of what is. So you'll find that they have a team that might be disgruntled, it might be they might be unmotivated, they might be poor performing, even if they have knowledgeable people in the team. So interestingly, with those type of leaders, which is about as far from a heart-based leader as you can get, is the whole organization seems to know about these type of leaders, and they just say, oh, that's just Brian, don't worry about him, or stay away from him on Mondays, he's particularly grumpy on Mondays. It's really interesting that the whole organization seems to know who these leaders are. And often people are left wondering, why won't HR do something about this guy? Or why won't his manager do something about this guy? But they're just kind of left to their own devices. Now, let me know below if you've ever come across a leader like this. You know, how did they make you feel? Did you feel unworthy, stressed out, fearful, ignored? Like you didn't have a voice? If you've had a leader like this, I'd love to know how they made you feel. Just drop in the comments how they made you feel. As I said, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's, in a sporting team, those type of leaders where it's do as I say, my way or the highway kind of leaders, love to know how they made you feel. So as I said, a heart-based leader is the polar opposite of that type of leader. Heart-based leaders have a focus on continuous learning, being curious and caring about their people rather than being all-knowing. They do put people first, and they're holistic in their approach around getting to know the whole person. So personally, professionally, emotionally, spiritually. Heart-based leaders also look for win-win solutions for both the individuals and the business. And they really focus on win for all, not win at all costs. Their goal is to truly inspire and motivate people. And they are courageous, they're driven by integrity, being authentic, and empowering other people. So they're the leaders that don't want to tell you what to do. They want to lift you and support you and learn and grow as you go. Heart-based leaders really do focus on outcomes. They encourage trying new things, making good decisions, strategic thinking, and just getting things done. So what does the heart mean in this style of leadership? Now, the heart represents your emotions, which is where your emotional intelligence comes in. And it's where a heart-based leader can genuinely connect with other people. The heart also means love. And I know we don't like to talk about love at work, but it is hand in hand with the heart is love. And heart-based leaders actually show love in leadership by demonstrating that they care about people, by equipping them with the tools and the knowledge to succeed, as well as practicing that tough love by setting clear expectations, setting boundaries, setting performance standards, and then standing by those. So if there are any, and there's consequences if you're not meeting those expectations. Now, that's the definition of love in leadership. So for those of you that are parents out there, I'm sure it's a little similar to being at home with kids, right? You're trying to bring them on the journey, you're trying to set the boundaries, and you're rewarding them with support and nurturing them. Now, the heart is the key ingredient to having a high-performing team. And it's all about everyone in the team genuinely wanting to achieve the results for themselves, for each other, and for the greater good. So whether that's in a workplace, in a sporting team, but it's all of those things are aligned. And that's really the difference in the heart-based leadership. Now, have you known a heart-based leader in your career or in your life? I'd love for you to take a second and think about how they made you feel. Did they make you feel respected, trusted, appreciated? Did they make you feel heard, cared about? If you've had a leader like that, just drop in the comments how they made you feel. And that's what's really the difference around that heart-based leadership, in being able to learn and grow and ask questions and try new things rather than being told what to do in that opposite leadership style. Now, heart-based leaders are critical in both our work and personal life, and they also tend to create high-performing teams, happier work environments, and also happier people, which in turn, if you have a heart-based leader at work and you're happier at work, you're going to be happier when you're home and with your family as well. Now, heart-based leadership is actually an extension of your personal values. So that's in both your work and personal life. So it's all about how you connect, interact with, and treat others as well as yourself. And for that reason, it's really relevant to everybody, not just leaders. So even if you're not a leader, you're a team member, you're a peer, heart-based leadership actually shows up in the way you do your job, in the way you interact with others at home and in your life. And by developing your heart-based leadership skills and your emotional intelligence skills, it can actually help you personally and professionally build the life that you want. Now, give me a yes below if you consider yourself to be a heart-based leader, or if you want to be a heart-based leader, because we're not all there yet. We're all in a learning journey. So that's awesome. I can see a few yeses coming up now. So you're exactly the type of people that I love working with, and why I created the Leadership Unbound leadership programs and went out into my own business in Revolution Consulting Group. It's you guys and the heart-based leaders that really inspire me. So I hope you found this interesting on what heart-based leadership is and why it's important. I am going to come in weekly and talk to you about some different things. So I'd love to see you same time next week, or maybe a little earlier next week. If you do want any more information about heart-based leadership, or even how you can uncover your values, improve your emotional intelligence, or heart-based leadership skills, just say info below or shoot me a DM. I mean, it's never too late to come and join the Leadership Revolution and start really leveling up your leadership and emotional intelligence skills. Talk to you all later. See ya.